Welcome in, everybody. How you guys doing? Hit that subscribe button and welcome to my channel. What is it? Season's greetings. Happy New Year to everyone. I know a lot of people don't celebrate it, but we do it for the children. So, you know what I mean? Hope everyone's doing well over this week, next week, and I'm sure everybody's bank account's screaming as well, just like mine over Christmas. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's get straight into this one. I kind of stopped doing reactions with this topic, you know, but any good news, new news is good news, you know. I don't mind. How one bad joke shattered a comedian's ego? Because I have not heard nothing from Andrew Schulz. I think I said Adam Schulz in my last video. Adam 22, Andrew. I don't know how the hell I was mixing them up. But yeah, who we got covering this here? What is it? Social medias? Is that who it is? Oh, Patrick CC. I think it's Patrick CC. Yeah. All right, let's go.
Delivered one line on his recent album that sent comedian Andrew Schulz on an all-out crusade to expose Kendrick for being a hypocritical liar that panders to social justice warriors for money and status.
Yeah,
However, the more Andrew attempted to attack Kendrick, he just dug himself a deeper hole that he is struggling to climb out of. It all started in July of 2024 when Andrew hosted the UK podcast duo Shits and Gigs, whose real names are James and Fuhad. The pair are known to share their unfiltered opinions on sex, friendship, and relationships. And although those were large talking points throughout this pod, Andrew kept obnoxiously forcing race into his questions or topics.
He always does.
Are there black people in the UK that are just black people?
I don't know anyone who's ever known a god.
Facts.
Ever.
No idea.
But that's like, you're asking the wrong guys. Like, that's the whitest shit.
Do they have black ones? Black people love the front like they don't love America, and the second they leave, they be complaining about where the f they go.
A topic called the Black Girlfriend Effect was brought up and sparked a much larger discussion online, and even Kendrick Lamar chimed in.
What is the Black Girlfriend?
We know exactly what he's doing. This is what he does, you know, and the more I see coverage of Andrew, this is what he's been doing all his life. He's like an industry plant put inside here to, you know, cause doubt or spread negativity, a whole Willie Lynch kind of mentality, you know what I mean? Spread negativity amongst black people. And the bullshit and ish he be coming with, you know, is not straight off on the moment off the top. This is all premeditated.
In fact, this
you might not know about this.
Glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up, glows up, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro, white guys with black girlfriends, they
grow a beard
because
there's more cushion when they get slapped the out of it.
That's hilarious.
I think the Black Girlfriend Effect, it might be a protective instinct, bro.
You think?
Protective.
Yeah. Do you guys
Before, I'm cool with all kind of comedy and humor. So, you know, in the beginning, if it was just that, I might even find a bit that funny. You know what I mean? Because yes, it leans to the stereotype, but then, you know, there's always some truth behind comedy. Yeah, cool. But then after saying what he said the last time, and then having to go back and really cover and look into him as a person over the years, you realize, I see what you're doing. You have one black person on your panelists. You got Charlemagne the God, who you think is giving you the pass to say what you want, when you want, how you want, without any repercussions or consequences. Not in this day and age. It's okay when everybody says something and y'all get offended and up in arms. But when you want to say something, it should be all right.
have you ever had black girlfriends?
Yeah.
Have you ever had white girls?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. What's your favorite?
Yo.
We love them all.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We love them all.
Yeah.
That means white.
Yo, who gets
That is what.
Hey, let me get a US translation.
Kendrick fans? Got him!
It's very clear that James and Fuhad's description of the black girlfriend effect was to discuss white guys going through a positive transformation due to them settling down with a black woman. But they didn't make this up out of thin air. There was a trend recently on TikTok where white guys showed their transformations, such as elevating their fashion sense, growing out their facial hair, working out, or investing in self-care in general as a result of dating a black woman. It was a wholesome trend meant to highlight black women inspiring their partners to be better versions of themselves. And in an attempt to be funny, Andrew decided to take the low road of leaning into tired old stereotypes of black women being mean, angry, and physically aggressive towards their partners.
That's what he does.
Now, Andrew's audience is very much used to him making jokes about other races and ethnicities, whether it be in his stand-up act or on his podcast.
Is that yours right there, bro? Latina? Okay. You gotta be careful with her. You on birth control? Maybe, maybe not. Nah, you need certified yes from them, okay? Don't f with that pull-out method with Latinas. You come on a Latin girl's stomach, her belly button just opens up and takes that shit in, dog. Like fucking hungry hippos in there, dog. You gotta come on her back. That's why they call them wetbacks. That was a good ad. That's a Mexican right there. Only a Mexican could whistle.
Man, so that's what we call them. Yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, before all of this, I guess I could have seen some of this and maybe had a little laugh. But then there's certain times I'm like, I look deeper. Like, yo, my G, you be spitting nothing but racial jokes. It's like, you try to tell us something. You know what I mean? You making jokes about something, but really, this is how you feel.
Whistle like a bluebird.
You no oil money, and you're in the Middle East? Israeli? Oh, they don't have any oil. That's the one bad investment Jews have made.
Therefore, he didn't receive much backlash initially, but James and Fuhad's audience were taken aback by Andrew's persistence to keep the conversation about race. They were also disappointed that James and Fuhad laughed at what they deemed as racist jokes. As an American, this is the most ignorant conversation, hyperfixated on race and keeping people segregated based on stereotypes. That's humorous to these people? So unnecessary. They let this guy run too many black jokes. As a black man from the UK, I'm disappointed, I can't lie. Now, it's important to understand that James and Fuhad are known to be relatively non-controversial. They also have a large female fan base. So to see the two laughing at Andrew, a white guy who's making a joke at the expense of black women, rub their audience the wrong way. No one's going after Andrew Schulz because his whole shtick is edgy, offensive comedy. He is trying to be inflammatory. You can't shame a guy who has no shame about what he does in the first place. The fact SNG didn't see this coming a mile off is entirely on them. While James and Fuhad felt the heat from their fans online, they decided to apologize for not checking or reprimanding Andrew for his insensitive jokes.
First of all, before we get into like specifics or anything like that, obviously there's just literally no excuse. There is no excuse.
Agreed.
And fight or flight is a real thing. When you're in those situations, you look at it through a lens of like, bro, if it was me, I promise you I'll stand up, I'll kick them cameras down, I would smack homeboy in the face, I would say this, I'll do that. But when you're in there, you're in shock.
You're in shock, and all you want to do is move on.
Yeah, bro, move on is the fucking word, bro. All you want to do is move on, just move.
I hear you, but nah, fam. I hear what they say, don't get twisted, you know. Fight or flight, I hear you, but I won't be laughing. Those ones, I won't be laughing. So maybe I might not be confrontational, you know. You're in front of how many people watching you, you know, caught off guard, like, and even if I do laugh, it'd be a, you could tell I don't find it amusing. You could blatantly tell I don't find it funny. Think after the second, and then my eye contact goes straight towards that person, like, I ain't even blinking. Now we running these kind of jokes for real? You really want to continue? I don't give a damn if the camera's rolling. I'm just like, you know, we telekinesis right here. Read my mind. You sure you want to continue again? I'm not even talking about my eyes letting you know, like. The fuck? You gotta be crazy, bro.
Move on to the next thing. Just move on to the next thing. It is our duty to protect you guys.
Facts.
And it is definitely not cool to be in that situation. And again, not be the ones to stand up and kick the cameras down. And we f***ed it on that occasion.
We did.
It's not going to happen again. And it's about being human. It's about realizing that you don't know what you're prepared for. You don't know how to prepare for something
you don't know
that you
about.
don't know what's
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah.
And once it's happened one time, you're like, all right.
You learn from your mistakes, and that's literally
That's literally
you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, we
man.
f***ed it and we're sorry.
You
and
definitely do apologize.
Some of their fans felt that the apology was genuine. Sure, they laughed at the joke, but Andrew should be the one to blame as he is the one who actually made the joke. Others felt that the apology was insincere and that they still didn't properly acknowledge how hurtful these jokes are to black women.
As black women, we get beat down by every demographic, everybody's beaten on black women. Behaviors like the ones that these two have expressed and the ones that we all have experienced in our lives, they are hurtful. It makes us sad. It makes us angry. It makes us feel alone. And I think that it's important for us to use that kind of language in these kinds of conversations, because actions like what happened in this podcast, it's important to talk about how much this hurts, because it doesn't just hurt us as individuals, it hurts the black community.
Interestingly, Andrew used their apology to remind the world that he had no intentions of apologizing.
Yep.
Any listeners here that are upset at us, we just want to let you know that you're going to stay upset, okay? What we're not going to do is sit here with our tucked between our legs apologizing on the podcast for jokes.
Andrew then proceeded to react to and mock James and Fuhad's apology.
How many years have we been doing this?
6, 7.
The past 7 years, where I've been saying that your people f*** mud.
Yeah.
And you've been saying that my people f*** sheep.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we've protected either of our people.
You know what? You're right. You're right. And it's our duty to protect people.
Scottish people, I just want to say that I apologize to all of you for letting this mud say we
Scottish people, I apologize that you're all so ugly that you have to sheep. I apologize for that.
It's our duty to protect people.
Andrew's co-host, Akash, then proceeds to speak on behalf of black women.
Oh, we have black female fans. I appreciate them so much. I think they must be so hurt by this. They're not hurt by this. You don't realize that. You start feeling empathy for people that don't feel bad, that weren't hurt.
No black women were offended. The stereotype Andrew said is that black women are angry. Why would they try and stand up for themselves when y'all would just say, yup, look at how angry they are. That's black women for you.
So
it's impossible to fight or debate with someone who really feels that way.
So literally, if they were to say anything, it's kind of leading into what he said. So it's a no-win situation. You're smart in what you said, you know.
You called them abusers, bro. They're not engaging with that nonsense. Akash and Andrew explaining the feelings of black women, many black women who are fans definitely canceled them. Whether it actually has an effect on the mass of their fan base remains to be seen. Also, I'm the only black woman I know who watches Flagrant. The podcast wasn't noticed because y'all don't have a large black women audience. Somehow the clip went viral and more black women were exposed to it. There's this phenomenon that happens with podcast comedians today where criticism is intertwined with cancel culture and comedians use it as a defense mechanism to essentially win every argument or justify their behavior. A comedian's job is to tell jokes with the goal of making people laugh. On
facts. And a lot of people forget this. So when I see a lot of people jumping in the comments, and I've read a lot of posts where people are like, oh, it's just a joke, get over yourself, you know, you're too serious. Jokes are made to make you laugh, to be humorous, to be funny. If you have a room full of 30 people and a comedian, and 29 people don't find that joke funny, but one person does, trust me, that joke is not funny. That one person and that comedian should be locked in a room together, because obviously their brains work the same. Okay, let's say there's 2 people in the crowd. 28 people makes that joke still not funny. And that 2 plus the comedian could go away on a stranded island. So all these people coming out about this, I want to say fruits, apples, pears, pineapples, and grapes. Joke, I don't find that funny. It was not funny. It was not humorous. So people go, oh, you need to chill. You're a bit too... Man, shut up. So that's just letting me know that's what you like. You entertain those kind of humorous kind of stories and jokes, etc. kind of thing you think about. I don't think about that. That don't even go through my head at any time unless I'm watching a court case of somebody being accused of, and you're like, oh, damn, bury him under the jail. So when people are being all, you know, sympathetic to Andrew Schulz and his pineapple and oranges and grapes jokes, I look at you guys funny. Not y'all who watch me right now, but the same ones who are like, yo, you need to chill. Yeah, it's just a joke. Yeah, I look at you lot funny. A small percentage. That lets me know where your brain's at. What you might be possibly thinking on a daily basis. Not funny.
On stage, if they make a bad joke, people won't laugh. Maybe even in extreme situations, they might boo the comedian. This is commonly referred to as bombing on stage. When a comedian is bombing, do they start having a TED talk about how they are actually funny and they're just joking and that the audience needs to stop trying to cancel them and chill out? These are just jokes. No. They finish the set and they learn how to make their material better. Today, when comedians like Andrew Schulz get backlash online for bad jokes, they turn it into a think piece. They start casting blame on others for not laughing or understanding the joke. It's because you don't get it, or oh, this is just cancel culture. And this is especially more common on podcasts because while stand-up is often written and more carefully crafted, podcasts are usually unfiltered conversations that go on for hours, so you're bound to miss a few times. You're bound to tell a few bad jokes, and that's normal. But for Schulz, considering his right-hand man Akash laughs every single time Andrew breathes, you can see why Andrew must think that all of...
I didn't even know Akash was from the show. I've done a few Akash comedy, and I didn't even know that he was Andrew's right-hand man. You know, and I had a few more to react to. Kind of when I ain't reacting to your shit no more. Like, bro, you become the new... I don't even, let me stop. But, you know, you become the new Glazer. And we've just come out of a beef where there's a whole bunch of, I want to say Drakeshas, stands out there like, yo, Akash is becoming the Andrew Schultz's biggest stan, you know what I'm saying?
All of his jokes are crushing with his millions of viewers. You can watch Andrew get a reality check in real time when Shane Gillis straight up told Andrew his joke was not funny, and Schulz immediately started blaming Shane for being politically correct.
Bro, Shane actually has been working out, dude. This is fucking crazy.
Let's see it. Hold on.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Bro, you look good. Is this from West Point?
That actually is.
Oh, nice.
You guys, and I, you know what?
That's his rival's profile picture. Shane, can we click the video? I just want to hear the sound. I just want to hear the sound.
It's his suit.
That's him.
Nah, you look great, dog. Congrats.
I don't think that's funny.
But
yeah,
yeah,
that's exactly how I do things. Yeah, yeah, I don't think that's funny.
I see that. I see why.
Like you don't get it? You mean?
Tom, my guy's nice.
By the way,
that's wow.
These guys are awesome.
Yeah.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
For you guys to sit here and be like,
wait a minute,
let's bring it up and mock them. That's fucked up, dude. That's a dude.
We're mocking you.
By using them as an insult.
We're using you.
So you're insulting them by saying I look like them? Or you're insulting me by saying I look like them?
This is you back in
You're still taking a piss, bro.
No, I'm not being a victim. I'm saying the jokes you're doing is not, it's not like...
It's not PC?
That's not cool.
You know what's really great?
Triggering?
You're making fun of these guys, these Down syndrome dudes, putting out TikTok videos.
You know, it doesn't seem that Shane...
That's what I'm trying to say, too. Like it's not funny. And there's some jokes in dark humor which are, but you're trying to make humor out of others' problems or issues, and it's not funny. If there's that LOL moment in it, you'd be like, oh, damn shit, man, you're taking the piss. No. But when you constantly do this at others' expenses, especially targeting a certain demographic of people all the time, it kind of just looks like, you know, with that Hitler haircut you had on, you know, the only thing's missing out is your hand up in the air, bro. You really on this whole Aryan race kind of mentality.
Was actually offended. He was trying to just be contrarian for the sake of comedy, but Andrew's reaction was very telling. He was genuinely bent out of shape, getting loud and aggressive towards someone who didn't just mindlessly laugh at one of his jokes. This is exactly how Andrew would react when Kendrick Lamar addressed his feelings towards Andrew's jokes about black women in the song Waxed Out Murals on his new album GNX. Kendrick rapped, "Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law." This single line, composed of just 12 words, absolutely derailed Andrew Schulz. He established war on Kendrick Lamar. Andrew starts off his response by essentially calling Kendrick, and all other rappers, hypocrites.
Rappers are telling comedians we need to be more respectful to women, so we gotta sit back and reflect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They're the most pious group.
Listen, nobody has respected women more. Through art.
Yes.
Than rappers, okay?
Absolutely.
So I completely understand how a rapper could look at a comedian.
I like how he's trying to generalize here. Mind you, you here trying to have a go at one person. This is what he does.
Comedian telling a joke and be like, yo, y'all need to switch that shit.
Yeah.
How dare y'all keep saying your wives are annoying? You know, be more like us and, you know, just ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I beat my bitch with a stick. What? You can lick on the just suck the dick. I beat my bitch with a stick. What?
Now, there's no argument against generalizing much of popular rap music as misogynistic. For decades, hip-hop artists have reduced women to nothing more than sex objects, often referring to them as bitches, hoes, and other demeaning words. Now, I'm not saying Kendrick Lamar is completely innocent of perpetuating this behavior in his lyrics. However, he is not necessarily the poster child of disrespecting women in his raps. Kendrick has often called out his own hypocrisy. He has shined a light on how his trauma defines him and keeps him in cycles of perpetuating this behavior. It doesn't justify it, but discussing and self-reflecting can allow him to learn from his past and try to do better in the future.
This took a while for me to grasp the concept that all women are bitches, all women are hoes. You get what I'm saying? But when I was 16, 17 years old, that's what I was saying. You know, all of them the same, you know what I'm saying? So it took time for me to realize, damn, my mom's not a bitch. My mom's not a hoe, my little sister is not. So now I gotta distinguish, you know, right from wrong.
But Andrew takes it a step further and says that because Kendrick has collaborated with and celebrated rappers who often disrespect women, that makes him just as guilty.
Go back to talk about Drake, how he's a deadbeat dad while you do songs with Future.
You know what I mean? This is exactly what I'm saying. He's a Drakesha Glazer. So let's go back to the heart of all this. A lot of people don't realize that he was always looking for any opportunity to go at Kendrick because of what Kendrick did for his boy, Drake. I don't even think Drake talked to him like that, but he's a Drake Glazer. Like, he's polishing that lollipop. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. So, any reason, here's one of them Drake stands. Any little thing he had. And I don't even think Kendrick was talking to him. He was talking to shits and gigs. He just felt the need to put himself in the mix of it because he realized his views ain't doing all so well. And then the minute he found out, oh my God, he's been trending because of what Kendrick said, now he's going to double down and make it any kind of news or any kind of attention he can get, whether negative or positive. He don't care. Any attention is good attention, you know?
Rapper Future is often referred to as the Toxic King and has droves of lyrics that minimize and disrespect women, such as, "Anytime I got you, girl, you my possession. Even if I hit you once, you part of my collection." Or, "Think I might pull out my D and I pee on her." Kendrick collaborated with Future this year for the first time on a song called Like That. Unsurprisingly, Future's verse is all about having his way with women. So while many people see this as Kendrick being hypocritical, others say that just because he's not perfect doesn't mean he can't try to send a positive message.
Kendrick is a rapper. Kendrick decides he wants to stand up for black women for whatever reason. What essentially came back was, you're not qualified to stand up for black women because of look at you, because you are with a cohort of people, rappers, who in the past have been bad to black women. That argument is used anytime black people stand up for themselves in any way.
Sure.
Facts.
Because there is a
Facts.
purity test that black people have to pass before they defend themselves.
Of course.
That is a way to keep them from defending themselves.
Facts.
To equate a black person with the worst version of what you feel a black person is culturally is a way to say, as long as you're with that, you can't say anything about what we're saying,
Yep.
right? Kendrick ain't never made bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Kendrick has never said any of that stuff,
Right.
but he is a rapper. Rappers say those things. He is inherently connected to the worst lyrics amongst
Which is
his
not right.
industry
It's not
because
right.
he is with them.
Mm.
So he's not good enough to want to defend black women. That trick bag, whether or not Andrew knows it or not,
He knows.
has been used decade after decade after decade on black people.
Schultz also falsely claimed that Kendrick threatened to remove his music from Spotify in 2018 when a hateful content and conduct policy was enforced that removed R. Kelly, XXXTentacion, and others from Spotify editorial playlists.
Are you saying that Kendrick Lamar put it on wax that he is protecting black women from white comedians' jokes, but not the kidnapping, molestation, and
Oh yeah,
Man,
of R.
trust
Kelly?
this guy
And
to try and
actually, in
spin
reality,
this.
he would take his own music.
This guy, man, will take any information, anything somebody said, and spin it to his own narrative. Spin it to get his message out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you call the lowest of low. Andrew Schultz, you're a fucking dickhead. And you never see this though, but yo, you a really piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a special space in that place called hell for people like you. You know? And people are like, oh, he's just a comedian. Yeah, you guys can go along there with him. Because you are the kind of people who find oranges, pineapples, and grapes funny. The kind of humor you can sit down at your dinner table, around your family, and have. You know? That's the kind of stuff that turns you on. You go to sleep and dream about those kind of jokes. Yeah, man. Like, let's go.
On Spotify to protect R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Someone who's kidnapped,
A sexual
molested,
predator? Yeah.
and black women?
Kendrick never threatened to take down his music. It was the head of his label who made the threat, which, as messed up as it sounds, actually has more power over Kendrick's music than he does. His label head, Anthony Top Dog Tiffith, told Billboard, "I don't think it's right for artists to be censored, especially in our culture. How did they just pick those artists out? How come they didn't pick out any others from any other genres or any other different cultures? There are so many other artists that have different things going on, and they could have picked anybody. But it seems to me that they're constantly picking on hip-hop culture. It's not that the label thought that R. Kelly was
Be alive where
I was not one of the Asians who said, "Good luck on your special."
I'm just saying. What a time to be alive where rappers got to talk about comedians for clout.
Oh, shut up.
God bless, dude.
Like, we are up right now.
God bless.
The
This
biggest
boy talking
story
some
about the
ish.
album, outside of the album and people enjoying it,
Look at him.
was a sub at a comedian?
Kendrick dissed me for clout. How delusional
Man,
and
this
oblivious can
motherfucker.
you be, bro? Schultz continues to call Kendrick a hypocrite by pointing out that he has a musical comedy in production with the creators of South Park.
Now I understand why he's doing a comedy with the South Park creators.
Oh, that makes
Because
sense.
he appreciates white comedians that make fun of black people.
There you go.
And they've done that brilliantly for decades.
Yeah, that's true.
And he would never want to, break one of his own laws.
No, that's true.
I mean, didn't they have a character called Token on the South Park show?
Yeah, they do.
Which I'm sure Kendrick is a big big fan of.
That's true.
He must be a big fan if he's
true.
going to do a comedy with them. I mean, we can look that up. Apparently, he has a comedy coming out.
It is true that Lamar is pairing with the South Park creators, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, on a feature-length film. The film will depict the past and present coming to a head when a young black man who is interning as a slave reenactor at a living history museum discovers that his white girlfriend's ancestors once owned his. Paramount film chief Brian Robbins said, "The script is one of the funniest and most original scripts we've ever read, and it's certain to create some fireworks when it hits theaters on July 4th, 2025. And yes, I'm sure you all know, South Park has aimed jokes at black people countless times over the years."
Here we see a black person eating chicken and watermelon, a stereotype that hurts the African American community.
Okay, well, looks like you're gonna get a lot of help here. Category is people who annoy you. Audience, keep quiet, please. 10 seconds, Mr. Marsh.
Well, I know it, but I don't think I should say it.
Now, in all fairness, South Park has made jokes about literally every race, every religion, every ethnicity, every gender, every disability.
They I find it funny because they take the piss out of everybody, even aliens. You know, so
have joked on everyone equally, which is the exact same ethos that Andrew lives by.
Well, I will say, as far as that line goes, we're gonna make fun of everybody, and that's just the reality of the matter. Is everyone gets these jokes? That's the ethos of the show. It's the ethos of the comedy that we do. And the second you start, and he just might not be aware of it. I don't know if he's doing it to sell records or if he's doing it because he just thinks it rhymes or it looks good.
You're chatting shit, bro. You are not that fucking important for somebody like Kendrick to need to mention you to sell, bro. You really a dick rider. Like, real talking, you're pathetic. Sad. And I know you don't believe half this crap that's coming out of your mouth, so for you to even say it just shows how delusional you are. Like, you really think a motherfucker needs to clout chase with your dumbass? Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
Taking advantage of like a viral moment, knowing that we'll react and knowing the internet will react. But the reality is the second that you make a group protected, everything else becomes racist. You're either racist to that group or you're racist to everybody else. And when you make fun of everybody, that is the one beautiful thing that allows us to kind of come together and laugh at ourselves and each other. I've been very fortunate to travel the world making fun of people of all different race, religions, cultures to their face, everywhere around the world.
That is
everywhere. Right. And they've had an incredible sense of humor about it. They're coming out specifically to see that happen.
However, things took a strange turn when Schultz started pondering the idea of him and Kendrick in a one-on-one fight.
You want to squabble up with Kenny?
No. I mean, here's the thing. This is the thing that is kind of funny about it. Is like, first of all, Kendrick's people and the gang affiliate, everybody, his security.
I didn't want to play this because I've covered this a few times already, especially what he said here. So this is like repeating again. But we don't play these games. We don't make these jokes in the hood, in our community. This is not a joke. And I said when people tell me, "Oh, it's just dark humor," it lets me know, like, damn, I might need to put you on that list, bro. You find that funny? Okay. If something happens within a certain vicinity of you, I know exactly what to think. It's one of them ones where people drop those kind of jokes, as I said, in a big room, and, two people laugh, and the whole crowd just turns around at them like, looking at the comedian like, yeah, get your bag. Yeah, this is definitely not for us. Shit.
Will kill me. They will destroy. They can physically do to stop to say.
Weirdo for his.
I don't even want to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? I've heard this too many times. But at the same time, this is something that they used to do back in slavery. You know what I mean? To take away a man's manhood, so he wouldn't rebel, especially if he felt he was too powerful or he posed a threat. Yeah, this is what they did to them. You know what I mean? Take away their manhood. Most of them committed suicide. Suffer from serious trauma. You know what I mean? Like, so when we hear someone who represents a slave master 150 years ago, 200 years ago, yeah, come in here talking about with one of our brothers, I'm sorry, I don't find it funny. This is what they used to do. You know what I'm saying? I was raised and I'm born in the Caribbean. We learn our history. And this is what was done on the plantations, the sugar plantations, to keep men in check. Take away their manhood, you know what I'm saying? So when I see people come on and be like, it's dark humor and, I don't know why you getting all sensitive. Yeah, because you and Andrew Schultz deserve each other. Those are the kind of things you all fantasize and dream about. Those thoughts have never come into my head. Oh, hell no. Man, female, nothing. It's not funny. It's not a joke. Especially when it used to happen to our ancestors to keep them in check. So I'm sorry, I don't find it funny. So when I see comments below like, oh, you're sensitive, who told you to watch it? And yo, bro, who asked him to be jumping into our culture to try and make a joke about something that's overall, regardless, black, white, Asian, no matter what culture, it's not funny. Man, shit. That's the kind of thing where you make them kind of jokes and, I've seen people go missing for less. And then people go, oh, that's all you all know about. Yeah, well, fam. Yeah, certain jokes ain't to be made. For views. The things people do for views. Really? I ain't heard from him in the last week. I don't know what sponsorship, who's behind him, who's ever even close. Even the black guy on the couch needs a quick tap over his head. Somebody cut off his dreads, though. I don't know why he wearing dreads for. Real talking, bro. You ain't got no right being there, just there laughing as well, too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not funny. Oh, man. Dug his grave. Real talking. Because you just said that Kendrick had every black person throughout the world felt that. That what you said just now, bro? Do you know our history? Do you know what was done to us? For how many years just you don't make them jokes with us. No. Not at all. I don't give a fuck. And if you're upset with what I'm saying, well, that's your business. At the end of the day, I look at people who find those kind of things funny are the type of people who encourage and indulge in such behavior. That kind of behavior, I don't want around me, my family, my kids. Man, shit. I know people who've gone off to another place for far less. But what should you play with people like that, bro?
Jokes in a tweet that has 6.3 million views. Andrew replied with "Google No Vaseline" by Ice Cube, basically insinuating that O'Shea could be seen as rightfully defending himself and making somewhat decent points. However, making a joke that he could and would assault an R-word Kendrick was potentially crossing a line. Meek Mill thought so. He tweeted, "White men saying they'll R-word black men openly is extreme, and then say it's just a joke. Black manhood is not a joke. I seen the same guy saying I was gay on his stand-up. My white friends like, it's a joke. We don't joke like that in the black community at all." O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son, simply called him a weirdo for his jokes in a tweet that has 6.3 million views. Andrew replied with "Google No Vaseline" by Ice Cube, basically insinuating that O'Shea's own father—
My Ice Cube had beef with the NWA. He had problems with the NWA. He knew them personally. Yes or no, that's totally different. You and Kendrick, you just looking clout. You clout chasing. Really clout chasing right now. The worst way. Man, I hope your comedy crashes, bro.
has made a song about R-word. The ironic part is that if Schultz googled what No Vaseline was about, he would have learned that it was a diss track towards his former group, NWA, and their manager, Jerry Heller, who had them locked in a horrible business contract. O'Shea replied, "A metaphor about getting effed business-wise by your manager. It's not the same, homie. He ain't call you a bitch. He ain't say F you, didn't even say your name, and your response was buck-breaking. Shit was just crazy." However, others stepped up to defend Schultz. "LOL, y'all mad at Andrew Schultz but push this tough-ass, no-rules hip-hop culture. Dudes talk about murder, pimping, sex trafficking, smacking hoes, drill shit, etc., and clutch your pearls at a joke. And yes, a joke from the Patrice O'Neal, Bernie Mac, Richard Pryor, Bill Burr type of comedy eras. The Culture calls Drake not like us and drags him for days because he dared to take legal action against his predominantly white label for allegedly using payola to sabotage his...
Man, this sound like some Drizzy glazing bullshit. Like, just even the excuses here just sound like some rubbish. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, really? Really? You're going to try your way to try and justify a great joke by saying...
his career and contract negotiations. The Culture then turns around and calls for the cancellation of a white comedian who made a joke and pointed out Kendrick's hypocrisy. Despite the internet raining down on Andrew, he refused to back down or apologize. He believed he was right, and he suggested the reason why he kept the beef alive was because he was receiving death threats from internet trolls.
Death threats to them, death threats to me.
And I was getting death.
Of course, death threats to me. Death threats to me, death threats to my family, telling they're gonna kill my daughter, posting on my daughter's picture.
We still haven't posted in that.
We haven't talked, I don't talk about it for 2 weeks, right? I go, okay, you saying death threats to all of us? You gonna talk shit about my daughter? Okay, it's up. I'm a your man. Right? Because if we saying anything, it's like, let's have some fun.
It's still fun.
Your man.
It's still funny.
Right?
Sensual love.
No, but then we're gonna do the molding of his butt. I'm hanging it on the wall.
Schultz tripled down on his comments during a podcast with Charlemagne the God, where Andrew repeated all his same arguments, how Kendrick is a rapper, and rappers promote misogyny, and how he couldn't fight him one-on-one, and how he is a hypocrite for collaborating with the South Park creators.
So the guys that created South Park
I saw this, and Charlemagne didn't really speak much.
2 white guys, and they've made jokes about black women.
I'm kind of disappointed in Charlemagne.
Curry gets it.
Oh, you talking about the season?
Yeah.
I didn't know you talking about Stefan. Indian, so...
That's the rule.
Taylor, what's the line?
But Kendrick got specific laws.
Says, never
Kendrick got to
let-
protect women from comedians as long as he's got an album coming out.
I'm just looking for.
Listen, Kendrick's got to stand up for you ladies.
The last verse.
As long as he could profit from it. He got to stand up for you ladies.
Andrew even tried to take it as far as suggesting that he didn't know the angry black woman stereotype existed.
And I could see what people say you might have been reinforcing the stereotype.
As many white rappers...
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Real talking. I'm not even letting this continue. This is dragging out right now, yeah. Bottom line is, you know, whatever he has coming to him, you know, he deserves it. For everybody who's defending his actions, God bless you. You know, it's that time of season right now. It's just Xmas around the corner, so God bless you. Y'all deserve to be locked up in Arkham, handcuffed. You know, with them little red dots that were on top Drake's houses on top of your heads. You know what I'm saying? If you find that kind of humor funny and you laughing about that, it makes me think that you might be involved or consider doing such things. I don't want to hear it. Just don't want to hear it. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in, man. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment below. Let me know what you think. Maybe I'm just going a bit overboard. Could be just me, but I'll just, yeah. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, be safe, stay blessed out there.